Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good day. So previously I stopped at if you still remember, I'm missing my page 92. Okay, page 92 meaning at here, right? And all of a sudden it's just jumping into page 93. So I feel that I should I stop in here. Okay, and yeah, I will go for page 92 here. Okay, so basically we stop at here, which is the occupational safety and health notification of accidents, dangerous occurrence, occupational poisoning and occupational disease regulation 2004. So basically in the page 91 is stated up to it here, and there is not only 8 but they have 9 regulation including in page 92 here. Okay, I think that there is no missing anymore. I already do cross check, so only these pages is missing. Okay, alright, so there is the code of practices. Okay, how you want to dealing with this regulation. They said when appropriate, the regulations are supplemented by approved codes of practice which have the special legal status. Okay, and the minister or the council or the director general may approve and gazette industry codes of the practice as the guidance in complying with this act. So they are not statutory requirement but may be used in criminal proceedings as evidence that statutory requirement have been contravened. Okay, so um, they stated in here, even though they are statutory requirement, but they may use the criminal proceeding in as evidence to be statutory requirement have been contravened. So whatever that are involving the criminal, okay, criminal proceeding, they will use the evidence in order to make sure that whatever that the statutory requirement are contravening, contradicted. So promulgations of industry code of practice can be initiated by the industry, the government or other interested parties. I believe that there is the reason, the need of the code of practice, because we want to make sure that this regulation have to be approved. Because um, of course, in order to make sure that the legal legislation, okay, have to be practiced. That's why they have to be have complying with the act. So that's why the need of this code of practice. Right. So the common law of the third severe wrong. Under the common law, there must be some damage to a person or property before an action can be taken. So they say in here, this counsel the legal effect of the wrongful act of one party causing harm to person, okay, property, reputation, or economic interest of another. This simply means an injured party, which is plaintiff, can make a claim against another party, defendant, committing the wrongful act. Okay, so uh, of course, according to the common law just now, we have discussed in the part one, it involved that law of thought that the damage to a person or property before an action can be taken. So of course, this involves the legal act because the wrongful party will actually causing harm to the another party. So the injured party is the plaintiff, whereby the harming party, which called as defendant, while doing the wrongful act. Okay, so a tort is a civil wrong. A tort ni adalah kesalahan civil lah. The law of tort addresses or allows an injured party to make a claim against a party committing the wrongful act. So there are 4 classification of torts that encompass. Number 1, they have 3 parts. Okay, public nuisance, negligence, and defamation or libel. So 3 parts ni macam kita melanggar. Melanggar hak. Public nuisance ni lebih kepada kita kata awam, ketenteraman awam nuisance ni ada menyebabkan yang boleh menyebabkan kesalahan ataupun jenayah di khalayak ramai, public. Negligence adalah kecuaian dan dari segi defamation ni lebih kepada kita kata macam fitnah lah. Fitnah ke ataupun kita panggil sebagai kita perangkap orang lain lah, macam tu. Okay, defamation, libel. Okay, negligence is the most common factor where it relates if the employer liability for accidental injury to the workers. Dia kata nombor 3 ni, negligence is the most yang selalunya melibatkan the wrongful act lah, yang daripada majikan, okay, the employers to the workers. Okay, and the thought of negligence is the violations of that duty of care not to injure others and impose damage. Dia kata kalau ikut thought of negligence ni ataupun kita panggil law of thought ni, okay, maksudnya thought of negligence adalah kecuaian yang dilakukan yang mana mereka violation, mereka melanggar hak mereka ataupun duty, responsibility, tanggungjawab mereka untuk menjaga, to take care and not to injure others, dan tidak mencederakan orang lain dan tidak membuat sebarang kerosakan, impose damages. Jadi my mic is all sudden not function. Okay, meeting audio may not fully recorded. Maksudnya apa? Kat sini sekejap ya. We are checking. Okay. Alright. So they say in here, the duty as the employer is to make sure that they take care, okay, and not actually injured, making injured to others, and impose the damages. Okay, now we moving to topic, like page 93, which is supposed to be 92 in the together with us. Okay, so what is the employer's liability? So apakah tanggungjawab employers ni? Okay, employer's liability means that I'm so sorry, when I'm doing recording there must be some any kind asking to do something. Okay, employer's liability means that the employers owns that overall duty to take reasonable care for the safety of the employees. So meaning to say, this is their task. Okay, as the employer, you have to make sure that you take care of your employees and equip them with a good environment, a proper environment, how to say that, in good safety and health. Okay, that duty is owed to each and every individual employees, taking into account the employee's weakness and strength, and is owned wherever the employee may be in the course of his employment on or off the employer's premise. Okay, so meaning to say, the duty, okay, the responsibility is, each other are responsible and every single of individual must take into the account. Okay, and of course their whatever their weaknesses, their strength have to be in the know by the employers. And of course, they say in here is pun whenever the employee may be in the course of the employment. For the durations of the employees when they are working with that employers, it must be within one or of the employer's premise. As long as they still in that environment, I mean like that premise, that company, their organization and workplace, they are responsible by the employers. And they say in here this applies even if the employer delegates that duty to someone else, for instance the safety officer or supervisor. So they said even though the duty have supposedly by the managers or maybe the top management, okay, is so called as the employers also, it still have to be for example they delegate the task to the safety officer or supervisor. Safety officer or supervisor still okay have to actually monitoring, okay, and that is their responsibility to keep and take care on you, okay. So the same applies even if he has put his employee to work under the order of another party. They said even though not only just supervisor or safety officer, but even though others, okay, maybe from another department's supervisor, is still also they have responsibility to you, to equip you with safety and health, okay, permits and working environment or workplace. Okay, so the employer can be held liable either directly for breach of his own duties or vicariously. Okay, what's mean vicarious? Vicarious liability arise when an employee or an agent of the employee has acted negligently. Vicarious means to say that they have breached, okay, the like law of thought, okay, doing the wrongful act, and then it can cause the injury to another employee, okay, because of their negligence, maybe their mistook or uh, how to say mis monitoring, I can say like that right. So the employer is legally liable for the wrongful act or omission when it has performed in his interest. So they said from these circumstances and situation, the employer has shown something like the wrongful act whereby they are negligence, they are not doing their part and role, and even though it have been delegated to others, the other party, for example like safety officer or the supervisor, have to look into account, meaning to say if let's say they are injured, okay, injury or maybe they have fatality happen, okay, it also considered as you are legally liable in the wrongful act, okay. So in here, the burden of proof in the common law case rests with the plaintiff and which is the injured party. So there are three elements necessary to establish a case in negligence. Dia ada tiga elemen. Macam mana kita nak pastikan dalam satu kes tu ada berlakunya kecuaian. Okay. So that is the burden of proof lah. Of course we have to show the proof to make sure that you are uh, actually liable for the negligence, okay, for the wrongful acts or the negligence. So there, then number one, that there is evidence of the duty of care owned by one party employer to the another party employee. So dia ada bukti yang mana memang tanggungjawab satu pihak tu iaitu majikan tersebut terhadap pihak yang lagi satu iaitu pekerjanya. So there is evidence of duty. So where we can find this evidence? Okay, mostly this evidence we can find from our offer letter ataupun kita punya job description, okay, yang menyatakan kita report duty dan bekerja di bawah siapa. And this supervisor should okay, giving some dia punya responsibility by equip you with put facilities in a very safety and health, okay, environment, workplace environment. Okay. Number two, that there have been a breach of that duty. Maksudnya ada berlakunya pelanggaran. Breach ni kita langgar lah, kita langgar undang-undang ataupun kita langgar tugasan kita, evidence of the violations of the responsibility. Kita melanggar tanggungjawab kita. We are not doing our role and responsibility, and that the breach of duty violation has resulted in damage or injuries. Okay, so dia kata kat sini ada berlakunya breach of duty ataupun berlakunya pelanggaran, okay, violation terhadap yang menyebabkan berlakunya kemalangan. Sorry, there have been like damages and injuries, okay, that have apabila dia langgar tanggungjawab itu sampai mengakibatkan kemalangan dan juga kerosakan. So that this is the three element that should have in the burden of proof, whereby when we want to actually court, okay, this negligence of the wrongful act by the defendant. So you are the plaintiff, you are defendant, you are plaintiff, and the other party is defendant. Okay. So the duty of care concept in OSHA Acts are those subscribed in the common law. Hence, the standard of reasonable care in the approved code of practice and should be preventive in nature. So the plaintiff victim can be held by procedural rules and the rules of evidence, and this saves him from having to show exactly how an accident happened if all the circumstances show that there will not have been an accident, and if not for the lack of reasonable care of the employer, the defendant. Okay, so okay, sorry, actually I'm digesting on this. Okay, the duty of care concept in the OSH Act, those are subscribed in the common law. Maknanya penjagaan tu, tanggungjawab penjagaan tu should be in the standard of reasonable care. Maksudnya kena berada dalam standard sama, ada tempat sendiri, selamat dan tidak terancam. Okay, and they have approved code of practice on that. Itu yang kita belajar tadi, code of practice, and should be preventive in nature. Sepatutnya di prevent ni kita sentiasa untuk berjagalah tentang macam mana tempat tu sendiri. And the plaintiff or the victim can be helped by procedural rules and the rules of evidence. So bila plaintiff claim, okay, whatever that they are actually the victim and they are the injury party, so they can get how they want to claim that. Okay, so that is the procedural rules. So this rule actually to show the proof and the evidence as well, and this save him from having to show exactly how an accident happened if all the circumstances show that there would not have been an accident. Dia kata ini akan menyelamatkan mereka daripada dan menunjukkan bagaimana jika berlaku kemalangan dalam semua keadaan mereka tidak akan terkena kemalangan tu. If not the lack of reasonable, dan jika mereka tidak mempunyai kekurangan dari segi penjagaan tu dari pihak defendant. So benda ni penting lah, okay, they are very important because it's showing some rules, okay, and also the rules of evidence. Of course, the another one is in terms of the code of practice, and this is shown, this is known as res ipsa locutor. Ni macam bahasa legal jugalah sebenarnya. What is mean res ipsa locutor? Let the facts speak for themselves. This is according NIOSH 2003. So maksudnya sorry lah ya. Maksudnya dekat sini, whatever that happen in the circumstances, let's say accidents or any injuries, damages happen, let the fact speak itself. Let them see whatever the proof say, okay, rather than you speak on, okay, this is happened because of what. No, let they see what is the reality and what is the fact it is, okay, because I think this is much better rather than we keep on defending. And if you are the one who are not breaching the violence, sorry, the negligence, I believe that there is no such thing you have to be afraid as the part of the employer or dependent. But if let's say you are doing in other side around, you are breaching, okay, this what we call negligence, okay, uh, and you do the wrongful act, okay, wrongdoings acts, and it goes to the negligence and up to the damages and injuries. Of course, we have to be like, let the facts speak for themselves, okay. All right, so we're moving to the again here, okay, the history of the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. Okay, okay. Yeah, a lot of interference in. I feel like I want to switch off the phone so they not disturb me while I'm doing this video lecture. Okay, so history of the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. So how it start? Okay, I think this one also in topic 2, okay, but that one is not so detailed as this topic 4. So it's quite like redundant, but I believe that, you know, this one we started from the earlier part, how the occupational safety and health started, and why we have to know about the statutory law and common law. So this is the thing we need to know more. Okay, so one of may wonder why this OSHA Act 1994 was recently enacted and what happened. So I told you before, right? What happened in 1940s, 1950s. So Malaya was agricultural country which main economy were rubber, rice, coconuts and palm oil with a tin mining industry. So I believe that they involve this, but they have their own act which is they have like according to NIOSH 2005, they have drag acts, okay, before 1914. This is during, if you still remember, during the World War One, okay. Um, yeah, they start to have the revolutionary industry during World War II, right? And then they have boiler safety 1914 up to 1952. This one already in World War II. Okay, and then industry safety 1953 up to 1967, machinery ordinance, and industry safety and industry health. This is I told you in 1970s, whereby they already started in United States on this OSH actually. Okay, and in here is derived at 1994. Factory and Machinery Act 1967, and the last one is what we already have in our country, Occupational Safety and Health 1994. Okay, um, where am I? Okay, so let's we go more on this. Okay, the applications and the objective of Malaysian OSH Act 1991, Act 514. Okay, so there we have 10 industry under this Malaysian OSH 1991, which is Act 514. I think that is maybe typo here. Okay, okay, this is how the history begin. Okay, 1991. Okay, so there is a 10 industry which is manufacturing, mining and quarrying. Okay, quarrying, and then we have construction. We have agriculture, forestry, and fishing. And then we have utilities, electricity, gas, water, and sanitary services. We have transport, storage, and communication, wholesale and retail trades. And then we have hotel and restaurant, we have finance, insurance, real estate and business services, and public services and statutory authorities. Okay, so this is the kind of industry that have in the first schedule of the act. And then for the OSHA Act and Act 514 does not apply to military and armed forces because this is under what we call military parts, okay, and army for so that one is under government as well, but we are not actually interference of this, okay. On board ship or moving vessel, for example, like shipping and maritime, okay, in international water governed by International Maritime Ordinance Merchant Shipping Ordinance. So this is under perkapalan punya ordinance lah, ordinance perkapalan yang daripada kerajaan sendiri tetapi tidak dalam OSH Act ni. Dia ada sendiri rules mereka. Okay, so the objective of the Act 514 according to the section 4 on the OSH Act 1994, Act in 514 describe the object of the Act. Okay, dia ada a few yang dia highlight and enlighten here. Okay, number one, to secure the safety, health and welfare of the person at work against the risk to safety or health arising out of the activity of the person. Okay, and then at the work. Okay, and then the second one, dia kata to secure the safety, health and the welfare of the person at work. Bermakna kita perlu menjaga dari segi keselamatan, kesihatan dan kebajikan pekerja ataupun orang yang bekerja uh, against risk, supaya mereka tidak terdedah kepada risiko to safety or health arising of the activity of the person at work. Maksudnya supaya mereka tidak terancam kepada risiko kesihatan dan keselamatan sepanjang mereka melakukan aktiviti pekerjaan mereka di tempat kerja, at work. To protect persons at a place of work other than the person at work against risk to safety or health arising out of the activity of person at work. Dia kata kita melindungi, to protect person at the place of work, melindungi seseorang yang berada dalam tempat kerja tersebut other than the person at work, dan other than maksudnya dengan orang lain yang bekerja yang mana juga daripada risiko risiko safety, okay, daripada risiko sebarang yang boleh mengakibatkan ke arah safety or health, okay, arising out the activity of person. Sama juga yang tadi kita secure ni lebih kepada mengawal lah, secure memastikan mereka tu dalam jaminan jaminan keselamatan kesihatan. Yang kedua, mereka melindungi. Okay, yang ketiga, to promote an occupational environment. Bermakna kita mempromote ni macam mempromosi lah supaya kita keadaan tempat kerja kita ni, environment occupational for a person which is adapted to their physiological and psychological needs. Maksudnya physiological adalah physical dan psychological lebih kepada internal motivation ataupun internal intrinsic motivation. Contohnya dari segi dia punya kita kata kawalan emosi, okay, dari segi dia punya tekanan ataupun mungkin dari segi dia punya kita panggil psychological needs lah, adakah dia berpuas hati, jadi itu lebih kepada innate, okay, kita panggil innate lah, kita panggil innate ni lebih kepada intrinsic, dalam dalaman, and to provide the means whereby the associated occupational safety and health regulation may be progressively replaced by a system of regulation and approved industrial code of practices operating in combination with the provision of this act designed to maintain or improve the standard of safety and health. Dia kata to provide the means. Kita menyediakan dengan makna bahawa apa-apa yang berkaitan dengan pekerjaan yang melibatkan keselamatan dan kesihatan undang-undang perlulah kita kata secara progres dan digantikan dengan sistem undang-undang dan dia approve melalui industri kod industri ataupun kod industri practice lah yang telah kita gabungkan dengan undang-undang act tadi. Design to maintain untuk memastikan kita mengekalkan dan kita memperbaiki standard of safety and health. Memperbaikilah standard-standard yang berkaitan dengan kesihatan dan keselamatan. Okay, so the act is a comprehensive act. Betul, kita tak nafikan bila kita tengok akta daripada Occupational Safety and Health ni, Health Act ni, OSHA ni sangat comprehensive and they are very self-regulatory. Dia bergantung lah, maksudnya undang-undang tu sendiri adalah sangat kuat, okay, self-regulatory. It is very strong lah, and it describe explicitly the duties of employers. Dia merangkum dari segi tanggungjawab majikan, pekerja dan juga semua komiti-komiti yang terlibat dalam safety and health, yang terlibat dalam keselamatan dan kesihatan PHC dan juga yang melibatkan kesihatan keselamatan pegawai tersebut, officer by section and parts. Jadi saya tak belilah sebab masa tu dah lama, dulu saya pinjam kat library. Kalau pergi dekat MPH ataupun boleh tengok online, ada memang buku law yang berkenaan dengan OSHA Act. So boleh go details lah, sebab yang kita beli ini ada lebih kepada pengurusan, okay? Tetapi kalau OSHA Act, dia ada satu buku akta. Kalau pelajar-pelajar law, memang mereka gunakan buku tersebut sebab mereka perlu buat, orang kata kita panggil sebagai dia punya, apa kita kata, kes-kes yang perlu mereka pelajari kan. Jadi kita pun akan ada, tapi not too details lah. Okay, so the duties of employers and self-employed person ni actually is retrieved from some of the OSHA punya act. Okay, this is under subsection 15, which is the part 4, general duties of employer and self-employed person to their employees. So the employer refer to the principal employer and immediate employer. Dia kata majikan ini adalah merujuk kepada principal employer. Maksudnya employer ni majikan yang kita sedang bekerja, dan immediate employer. Immediate employer ni dengan siapa kita report duty. Contohlah kalau Miss kerja, Miss sebagai pensyarah, Miss bukan report terus kepada CEO. CEO tu adalah principal employer, majikan kita yang atas lah. Immediate employer ni contohnya Miss akan report kepada Deputy Dean, atau dulu dipanggil Head of Program. So Deputy Dean ni sekarang adalah Sefahmi. So Sefahmi akan report kepada Dean. So kalau semua pensyarah, lecturer akan reporting kepada Dean according to the sekolah. Jadi dekat sini, principal employer is the person or a group of person who is carrying his trade, business, profession, vocation and occupation. Itu saya kata tadi, diorang adalah yang the owner of industry. So kalau kata diorang adalah board of director, bermakna mereka adalah terlibatlah CEO, CFO, COO, apa lagi, BOD. So mereka ni adalah the owner, okay, pemilik kepada kita panggil company tersebut. It means that the organisation, the owner of industry and or board of the director. This include the manager, agent or person responsible for the payment of the salary or wages to employee. So dia melibatkan pengurus, agent ataupun agent ni agent yang telah kita kata kita upah kita upah ataupun orang yang bertanggungjawab terhadap payment of salary. Okay, maksudnya gaji, pembayaran gaji dan juga upah kepada pekerja tu. Jadi kalau kita kata contoh yang menguruskan tu, contohnya manager human resource department, mereka pun bertanggungjawab finance department, mereka bertanggungjawab terhadap gaji-gaji pekerja tu sebab mereka tahu. And then he may also be the occupier of place of work and legal representative of business owner or occupier. Dia kata mereka merupakan kita kata he may also be the occupier. Occupier ni yang menyediakan tempat kerja dan juga legal representative. Orang yang bertanggungjawab dalam memastikan supaya ada berlakunya siapa owner or occupier yang menyediakan dan juga legal representative of disease. Ini warisnya lah. For the government servant, the main employer is the government in Malaysia. Jadi orang yang bekerja kerajaan, mereka ni memang majikan utamanya adalah kerajaan Malaysia lah. Sebab tu lah kalau awak tengok why the reason this public kita panggil apa public servant kan, public servant atau dipanggil orang yang bekerja dengan kerajaan, mostly whatever they did was they must be follow the rules of the government because they are bringing the name and the image of the government of Malaysia. And the immediate employer is the employees employed by or through main employer who have undertaken the execution at the place of the work. Jadi I think that is a rainy. Yeah, it's rainy. So the immediate employer ni adalah sesiapa je yang bertindak untuk memastikan supaya employees tersebut kita kata apa di employ, digajikan through the main employer. Macam saya cakap tadi lah, siapa orang yang kita report duty. Kalau macam miss bawah apa kita panggil bos yang kedua lah, kedua ketiga aku tak tahu, tapi immediate yang kita direct ni kerja kita adalah di PTD ni, Nurse Fahmi contohnya. Jadi kalau macam kita ambil kalau macam dekat kilang-kilang, dia boleh kira juga supervisor, manager dekat department tersebut yang apa bertanggungjawab lah untuk melakukan kita panggil tindakan tersebut. Okay. So section 15, general duties of employers and self-employed person to their employees. It should be the duty of every employer and every self-employed person to ensure the safety, health and welfare at work of all his employees. So the duty extends to the provision and maintenance of the plan and system of work that are safe and without risk to the health. Okay, dia kata ini adalah satu tanggungjawab setiap majikan dan setiap majikan tersebut tanggungjawab memastikan kesihatan, keselamatan dan kebajikan pekerja untuk semua pekerja. Okay, so the duty extends to the provision and maintenance of the plan and system of work. They are safe and without risk to the health. Okay, memastikan semua tanggungjawab tersebut perlulah meliputi kepada segala provision dan juga segala maintenance. Maintenance ni penjagaan lah yang berkaitan dengan tempat kerja tu. Pelan ni bukan tumbuhan tempat kerja tu, tempat kita bertugas tu. And system of work, memastikan sistem kerja tersebut adalah selamat dan tidak terdedah kepada risiko kesihatan. Contohnya kalau terdedah risiko kesihatan ni, contohnya kalau kerja dekat dalam kilang cat. Jadi adakah ada penjagaan PPE ke supaya mereka tidak menghidu bau cat. Bila kadang-kadang menghidu dia boleh kena lung cancer, boleh kena kanser paru-paru. Bila terlalu lama, setahun okey, 2 tahun, 3 tahun, 10 tahun kerja mungkin akan menyebabkan berlakunya risk to the health, risiko terhadap kesihatan. Making of arrangement for ensuring safety and absence of risk to health in connection with the use or operations, handling, storage and transport of land and substance. Dia kata memastikan kita kata membuat arrangement ni lah, apa kita panggil arrangement ni, macam mana cara kita mengawal sedia untuk memastikan supaya segala keselamatan dan tidak ada berlakunya sebarang risiko yang berlaku kepada kesihatan yang akan connection, yang akan berkait dengan penggunaan operasi kita sepanjang kita mengawal handling ataupun storage kita letak, kita simpan dan kita menggerakkan ataupun transporting, kita berurus setia dengan kita panggil logistik tempat tersebut, dan juga segala substances ni apa raw material yang kita gunakan lah bahan-bahan tersebut. And then the provisions of such information, instruction, training and supervision as is necessary to ensure safety and health at the work of his employees. So dia kata memastikan segala undang-undang tadi, provision tu berkaitan dengan maklumat, arahan dan segala kursus dan juga supervision, pengawalan tu berkait rapat dan memastikan supaya keselamatan dan kesihatan di tempat kerja tu bersama pekerja. Any place of the work under the control of employer or self-employed person and maintenance of it must safe and without risk to health, and the means of the access and egress from it are safe and without risk. So dia kata sebarang bentuk kita kata kerja atau kawalan, okay, daripada majikan ataupun majikan yang sendirilah, dia kita panggil dia pun bekerja dengan sesiapa, self-employed, dia sendiri sebagai kita kata the owner of the business, okay, the owner of the company. Dia kata pastikan dari segi kawalan sedia inilah maintenance, pastikan selamat dan tidak dedah kepada risiko kesihatan dan memastikan supaya sebarang akses ni macam mana kita masuk, okay, menggunakan dia adalah selamat dan tidak berisiko, and the provision and the maintenance of the working environment for his employees are practically safe without risk to health and adequate in regards to the facilities for their welfare and work. So dia kata sekali lagi provision tadi perlulah mengawal sedia sebarang bentuk semua kita kata environment ataupun persekitaran kerja dan memastikan pekerja bekerja dalam keadaan selamat dan memastikan risiko terhadap kesihatan dan adequate yang berbaloi lah yang sebaiknya berkait dengan fasiliti dan juga kebaikan kerja tersebut. So duty to formulate safety and health policy. So dia kata it shall be the duty of every employer and every self-employed person to prepare and open maybe pass a written statement policy with the respect to the safety and health at work of his employee and force the implementation of carrying out that policy and revision and to bring to the notice to all employees. Dia kata setiap majikan dan setiap kita kata yang mengusahakanlah, yang owner of the place, okay, menyediakan dan sentiasa revise written statement, okay, apa-apa bentuk statement bertulis polisi yang melibatkan kita kata kesihatan dan keselamatan di tempat kerja, enforce the implementation of carry out that the policy and revision had to bring to the notice to all employees, dan pastikan semua itu dibawa kepada pekerja dan pekerja in the know, okay. Maksudnya staff-staff yang bekerja dengan anda adalah in the know, okay. And then the OSH Employer Safety and Health General Policy Statement Exception Regulation 1995 Section 16 of this Act shall apply to every employer. Jadi Section 16 ni menyatakan benda ni harus, akta ini bukan benda ni, akta ini adalah kita kata dekat apply, okay, yang akan pergi yang sorry ya. Sorry, mesti ya benda. Apalah benda ni kan. Sorry ya. Shall apply to every employer. Dia merangkumi kepada berkait rapat dengan setiap majikan dan setiap self-employed yang mempunyai lebih daripada 5 pekerja, 5 staff. And okay, last one lah. Nanti saya akan go with the another parts. Okay, section 17. General duties of employer and self-employed person to person other than their employees. It shall be the duty of every employer and every self-employed person to ensure that other person not being his employee who have been affected or exposed to risk to their safety and health It shall be the duty of every employer and every self-employed person to give to the person not being his employee's prescribed information who may be affected by the manner in which he conduct his undertaking which may affect their safety and health. So ni section 17, maksudnya general duty yang perlu pergi kepada setiap majikan dan kepada setiap majikan yang mempunyai pekerja. Okay, so I stop at in here, so I will be continue back on the next page, I mean like the next one in my third part I think. Okay, so thank you for now, and any question please do not hesitate to just asking in the group WhatsApp and the rest. Okay, thank you for now. Assalamualaikum.